Hey everybody, rise and shine, rise and shine. I hope everybody is doing all right. All right, y'all, so I was doing some self-reflecting last night, and I realized that as a woman, and I'm sure my fellas can attest to this as well, but I can be so hard, you know? In other words, hard means guarded, right? So I'm having a conversation with God, and I'm like, God, well, how do I soften? How do I get to a place where I can be soft, right? And the first thing that came to my mind was pray for your enemies. But then I thought about it even further, and I realized people are not your enemy. They are people just like you who are learning, they're growing. They may not have all the tools, right? So I'm like, all right, well, now that we know that, but how do I soften, right? The next word that came to mind was understanding. I'm like, all right, now, why do I have to understand other people who don't take the time to understand me, right? Which, by the way, is understandable. However, what's the opposite of understanding mean? Misunderstanding, judgment, closed-mindedness. And where do those things get you? Nowhere, right? And so, in order to soften, you have to open your heart, but you have to provide understanding. And sometimes it's not always understanding for the other person, which, by the way, it does help though, but it can be understanding for yourself, understanding for the situation at whole, understanding for how you even got yourself in the situations in the first place, you know? So once you provide that understanding, now you can kind of soften, right? Because if you're holding on to pride and ego, what does that do? That hardens you, right? It's a protector. But let down that shield and allow for yourself to soften. All right? I hope that helps y'all. Y'all have a great day.